I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so we have an agenda. Do we need any changes to that, or is this all set?
I believe the agenda is all set.
Perfect. We have a motion?
I move that we accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Okay, do we have anyone in the room for public comment?
We have two individuals in the room, looks like public comment, or are you folks all set, or?
I'm all set. All set.
Okay, all right, yep, they're all set, Lisa?
Okay, great. All right, so let's move on to the first item, which is to discuss the Sweden Tower RFP. And I did read that over. It looked fine to me. I don't know if there's anything, Zane, you want to, or Tony, it's something you guys want to bring up about that.
I would like to make the proposal due date, May 26th. That way, that will give us, 2 days before your next meeting and, your June meeting, and then you'd be able to make a decision on it at the June meeting.
Okay, and you think that's enough time? Sorry, when I looked down,
It's more than 2 weeks.
okay,
So that would change the cover page on the first line at May 26th. What about the
Yeah, and
June due date?
that's the June due date is May 26th.
Okay,
And it will be, if you guys approve this, the line about that will be today's date, May 7th.
So we'll post it out from May 7th to May 26th with,
Yes.
bids due on the 26th.
Yep. And I think that can be on the county webpage too, can it? You have a page?
Yep.
Once I'll give you
you can email it to me when you're
I'll
done.
give you the original and you can post that, okay.
All right, anything else about this that we need to discuss, or are we ready for a vote?
If we're ready for a vote?
All right, I move that we accept the RFP as presented with a closure date of May 26th.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, aye.
I know that Tamara is here, and so I'm gonna go grab her from out in the lobby, and, because she's next on the agenda. All right?
Sounds good. I am hearing a bit of an echo on my end. Maybe it's fixed now. If maybe just in the room, if you want to check and make sure we don't have other computers up with volume.
Chair, she is busy, with another Zoom meeting out in the lobby. She plans to be here for 9:20. Is there something else that we can, address?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move along to the workforce study.
Okay.
So again, I'll say we had a special meeting to go over the language, and I have looked at that again, and things look good to me. I think we're ready to approve it and move on. Is there any other comments about the workforce study?
I have one little technical edit at the bottom of page 4. Questions and received after March 30th. Could we use an updated
Well,
date on that?
yes, yep. I will make sure that gets updated.
Other than that, Madam Chair, I think it's addresses all the issues we talked about in editing Zooms and prior meetings, so I'm okay with it.
Okay. All right, would you like to make a motion?
Move it as amended?
All right,
Seconded.
okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Let's move along to the sheriff's office. Request for strategic hire. Is the sheriff in the room?
He is, the sheriff and the major are here in the room.
Okay, all right, great.
Get it off him. Sure. I don't know, I mean, I was just trying to move so they could.
I was gonna say, if you come over on this side, because we kind of canted it a little bit this way to, for Solomon and I.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
So, Madam Chair, I think, we've prepared, I say we, the majors prepared, some statistics going back this past year and looked at how many shifts have been filled with overtime, how many shifts have not, and gone through some of that data. So at this point, what I'd like to do is be able to make a copy of this, share it with the three commissioners, and obviously with Zane. But I think the best bet would be to ask, if we could, is to have some numbers, really look at this with maybe Lindsay as probably the best person to look at it, and just maybe analyze it a little bit with us and see if it is feasible before we ask you to take any action. I think we really need to look at it before any of us can get behind it either way.
Okay.
So we put that information together. I know it's been busy with people in and out the last few weeks. So if we could, we'll just give you this update and we'll provide this document to you just as a work product so you can look at the numbers. And then maybe the next meeting, if you have any questions or in between there, we can answer those. And if you're good with it and Zane's good with it, we can maybe work with Lindsay just to take a quick look at it and see if it is feasible. Cost effective, I guess is the best way to put it.
Okay.
That
Yeah, that
sound
makes sense. Yes, absolutely. I appreciate seeing more information and I think that's a great idea. Commissioners, any other comments on this? Because we will just put this on maybe the next meeting's agenda. Do you think that's enough time? Or do we need? Well, I guess we can figure that out later, but yes.
Yeah, I
We
think
will.
we've done some groundwork on this, Chair, that I think that Lindsay and I will take a look at it later on today and see how quickly we can move through that and get some numbers. I know that they've generated some numbers on Forsons as well. So maybe we'll get some of those documents out to the commissioners before the next meeting so that you can have a much clearer look at it. So I think that's appropriate for us to try to take it up at the next meeting. I think it's the 19th.
That sounds good. Perfect. All right. So do you want to maybe go check with Tamara, and because I think we're going to be needing her. Also, I don't know if someone else in the room can give the update.
Yeah, I can speak a little bit to it. I put in your packets her request for signing some documents. She basically, they had a meeting on Sunday, I believe 2 weeks ago. And they had a good meeting. And during that, they're looking to submit in reference to the project. The primary project is the dump in Albany and getting electrical established there.
correct.
Okay, and Tony attended that meeting, and she's just asking for Oxford County to sign the resolution that I put into the packet in regards to us acting as their municipal government. And I have printed that off for you. And also the Community Resiliency Partnership is looking for a signature from the chair, and that was put into your also put into your packet.
Yes, I did see those.
And I'll just go check on her and see where she's at in her meeting.
Okay.
If you want, we and we our letter with this, we that could be the best. We can set and work that one. Yeah. And then we'll get this to the commission meeting today or tomorrow. Okay.
And so when I know Tamara had sent us an email as well, just asking if there were any other communities that we wanted to put into this, and I didn't respond to her email. She said she was going to be here today, but I didn't have any that came to mind, or any projects. So I don't know if you do, if that's, I mean, we don't even necessarily have to, know that today, but I didn't know if you had any that you were thinking of.
I looked at all of the unorganized territories and plantations in the county. In my jurisdiction, we have Albany, Mason, South Oxford. Mason is very close. South Oxford is very limited in population. In your area, I think you have Milton and McGalloway. They have McGalloway being the larger, but Pembroke's in the room now, and to me, I think we're making a good start with Albany. In my district area, I don't think we need to do anything with Mason and South Oxford. I think you have Milton, McGalloway, and North Oxford, which is for the limited population.
North
So
Oxford.
Yeah. I think, Cameron, we're responding to your inquiry about other unorganized territories in the county. And,
So-
I didn't find any other than possibly the Galloway down the road. But I don't know if they have any interest. Haven't heard anything at all.
And what about you, Tony? Did you have anything on that you, locations that you thought we should be looking at?
The only one that comes to mind really is McGalloway. There's potentially some projects up there that could assist the community. So I don't want to speak for McGalloway, but I think there's some things that can be done around the transfer station and stuff to better that process. Because right now the transfer station is just a dump. It has power, unlike Albany Waterford's station that we're going to talk about here shortly. But there's some improvements that can be done there to help the waste stream. So
I know you're on short time because you're doing a double meeting. Is there anything that you want the commissioners to know in reference to the resolution and updates
For Albany.
for Albany and or anything?
So we're in a good place to get Albany all enrolled. Sorry, I'm not sure where I should be looking.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had a third workshop. It went much smoother than the second one. There was good attendance and people understood what the meeting was about. And so there was quite a bit of discussion about what community actions would be applicable to Albany Township. And there was pretty much unanimous agreement about the project for the transfer station. And so I'm actually going to be heading there later today to meet with Ted from Waterford and just check it out so that I can envision the site that I'm writing about in the grant application and figure out what sorts of equipment there is and what the building looks like that the employees are working in. And so we're in a good place to get the grant started. We just need to figure out cost estimates and so that's going to be my role for the next however many weeks there are until June 5th. I'll be working on getting cost estimates and figuring out what projects that we highlighted from the meeting we can actually fit into $175,000. And we'll get as much as we can in there. We're definitely not going to be able to fit all of it into $175,000, but we'll do what we can in this cycle, and then whatever we can't fit into this cycle, we can apply for next time. It'll be probably a multi-year project, but we're in a good place to get it going.
And Tim, you would ask for them to sign this resolution.
Yes.
And the resiliency partnership agreement from the chair.
So the resolution is to officially enroll Albany Township, which is required before I can write the grant. And then the letter of support would be for enrolling future other townships that you think would be a good fit. And so that would just be for CB to receive funding from the state to do what we're doing for Albany right now. But we have to apply for a separate grant so that we can get funded to do that. So that wouldn't be until quite a bit in the future. But that's, yeah, if there are any other townships that you are interested in CB working with. I know that AvCog is also interested in working with townships. If there are any that CB can't work with, that AvCog is interested in working with. We're in close collaboration and yeah, they would love to work with townships as well, but if there's only one that you're really thinking about, start there.
That's the one that comes to mind. Because there is some work up there. I'm sure there's, you get the community together in Milton, there's probably projects there as well. My concern in Milton is there's a sand salt shed that's maintained by an individual that does some plowing for Woodstock and Milton. And at one point before I came on board, it was a capital project to put from the county to put their own sand salt shed in Milton Township to support that. So I haven't looked into it and I haven't asked any questions on it. So because it's being managed, is it being managed correctly to meet DEP standards? So that may be another project to look at with another township.
If there are any more townships that come to mind in the future, we have until, well, there are several application deadlines for service providers. So we technically could apply for a grant on May 15th. We're not going to do that so soon, but I think the next one is August 14th. And so if any other townships come to mind that you think would be a good fit, we have until then. So if you want to think about it for a little bit longer, there is no rush.
Yeah,
The next round, I think there may be another one if we're successful in finding a location for a new radio tower to support Northern Oxford. There may be a resiliency project in that township to be determined. So that's still in the air as well.
good.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tamara, I think you have another meeting you're on, so if you want to scoot right out, go ahead. It's, I think we're good here. But yeah, so we will, I guess, follow up on if there's other locations, and I will certainly get, we will get the signatures that you need.
Awesome, thank you.
Commissioner, Carmen Turner, I would just second everything that Tamara said. I would compliment Tony and Zane for being at the meetings. I think we've made a lot of progress in the consideration of the project that would involve us being the fiscal agent and Albany being a part of it. You know, Waterford is the submitter and we are the partner. And I think out of all of these meetings, and I commend Tamara's patience because it's a sensitive issue for those who are in unorganized governmental units. They always have the suspicion that somebody from outside is trying to change their structure and make them a part of an organized unit. But I think we've avoided that dramatically. The project that's under consideration is a good one. As Tamara said, it may not all get done within 175,000, but the fact that it's an ongoing opportunity to me makes a lot of progress. And I think the feedback since a week ago Sunday has been good. And so I like it. I think the issues that, in addition to concern about trying to reframe their structure, there's a lot of comment about code enforcement and junk removal. And those issues are hard to deal with, but as Tamara mentioned, Waterford is now rejoined AvCog. We can look at some of the issues like disposal of hazardous materials, and utilizing that option. And so I like it. I have just one little technical question. In the resolution, second paragraph, maybe this is the correct word, but in the second line, Tamara, it talks about riverine flooding. Is that a generic description that you intended to use rather than river? It's okay, fine. So I found the resolution and the future issues that we as a county, knowing that we are responsible for all of these unorganized territories, should do everything in our power to continue to work with them, not to force them into anything, but to work with them. So I think we have made good progress. Tamara's accepted the responsibility of putting this into a grant with a due date, and so I'm on board with supporting him. And again, I thank Zane and Tony has been very helpful. And we're trying to communicate better, because one of the things about communication is they don't have a structure internally. Tamara's gathering all the emails that she can. Well, one last thing, just as a comment, they have an Albany Town building, and they have an Albany Improvement Committee. I'd like to see those things come together in the future. And I heard at the meeting that that building is on the unorganized, is on the historic preservation list. I happened to sponsor a bond bill in Augusta 2 years ago, and it passed. And it is available for grants to improve structures that are on the Historic Preservation Commission listing. So I'd like to continue to talk about that with you and get more information, because down the road, if that building were brought up to code, made more accessible to the people, Albany's a large territory and people are in different sections, and the opportunity to use it as a meeting place, not with us forcing them, but then having that opportunity during any part of the year would be great help. So, thank you for all your work, your patience, your understanding, and you too, Zane and Tony. I move
Thank
we
you for
sign the
that.
resolution.
Yes. I second that. Do we need to vote? We can. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, perfect. Okay. Thank you so much, Tamara.
Thank you. I did bring these sample resolutions, but it seems like you've already got those, so
I've
we're
got
good.
them all lined in, we'll get them signed, it will probably be Tuesday or Wednesday of this week.
I also got flyers for the climate convergence coming up on May 15th and 16th, if any of you are interested. It's in South Paris and it should be really awesome. So if any of you are interested, there are some mini flyers that Zane can hand out.
Perfect. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you for your flexibility with me being on 2 calls at the same time.
We were ahead of time,
Thank,
so we
thank you,
appreciate
Tamara. So we're gonna move on to,
We have 2 people here from Wilton. Franklin County's got a lot of unorganized territory. You folks are aware of some of the projects that might be under consideration there.
I've been at plenty of Franklin County Commission meetings where Tamara was there, and I've heard her present.
Encourage it, because it is money that we don't need to match, and it can be helpful to the people in the unorganized area.
so I would like to move on to the executive session, and I'm gonna take them a little bit out of order because 2 require the sheriff's presence. So we'll do executive session to discuss the personnel matter, Article 5, and then we'll do Article 7 after that. And as a comment to the public, after these 3 executive sessions, that will be the end of our meeting. We have no more items on the agenda after that. The one Article 5, we did bring up that topic in our last meeting and went into executive session, and then immediately came out with no discussion and no action, because we needed to check with our attorney to make sure that the employee didn't need to be present for that meeting, and the employee did not need to be present. So we're taking this article up and this personnel matter up again this meeting, because we did not take it up last meeting. So just in case anyone's trying to follow along, I wanted to make sure that that was understood. And I'm getting an echo.
Because we opened the door back up while people were leaving.
Okay,
Stopping shortly.
great. Thank you so much. Okay, so we will take up as I said, personnel matter, which is Article 5, then we'll do the union contract negotiation, which is Article 7, and we'll take Article 6 last. So if I could have a motion for the personnel matter, which is Article 5.
Sam, could you do that? I don't have it in front of me.
I would move we go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter under Title I, Maine Revised Statutes, Section 405, Paragraph 6, Article A, Paragraph A, Article 5.
All
Seconded.
right. All right, all those in favor say aye.